In my last video, I talked about how compound interest can grow your money and secure your future. But compound interest applies to debt too, and a lot of people find themselves on the wrong end of it at some point in their lives. Here's what to do when that's you. You want to pay off your debts as soon as possible because that gives less time for interest to build up, ultimately saving you money. The most straightforward way to go is to aggressively pay down your debts with any money you can scrounge up. Usually, this means taking on extra work or a whole second job to increase your income, while minimizing expenses by having a strict budget of only the essentials like transportation, food, and utilities. You then need to decide which debts to focus on using one of two popular strategies. The Snowball method goes from the smallest debt to the largest, whereas the Avalanche method prioritizes the highest interest debt. In both cases, you're taking into account all your debt and paying the minimum payment on all of them except the one that you're focusing on. So which is better? That depends on your situation and objectives. If you're looking to save the most money in interest payments long term, Avalanche is the way to go. You can also tweak this a bit by focusing on debts that let you save money besides just the debt payment. For instance, if your car loan requires you to have extra car insurance, you can change your policy once that loan is paid off. Then transfer the savings of that loan and the insurance policy towards paying the rest of your debt. Snowball, on the other hand, reduces your number of minimum payments sooner, freeing up more of your cash flow. So why is that important? Because you'll have to make your minimum debt payments each month regardless of how ahead you are on paying them down. This means Snowball is great if your income and expenses are less predictable and can save you the trouble of dipping into your emergency savings on a really bad month. There's also a psychological element to the Snowball method I'd be doing a disservice not to mention. Early, clear wins, like paying off a small debt, can be very motivational, especially if you're foregoing luxuries or working extra to get there. Avalanche is built for financial min-maxing. Snowball is based around the ways that humans naturally seek rewards and set goals. Now, when it comes to paying off all your debt, you want to use all the tools at your disposal. And there are a few things that you can do to make this whole process a little easier. You can contact your creditors to try to renegotiate or refinance the debt to lower your interest rate. Alternatively, if you're struggling just to make the minimum payments, they may be willing to lower those if you can convince them they'll get all their money that way. Similar to refinancing is consolidation, though this will change who ultimately controls that debt as well as the terms. If your goal with refinancing or consolidating is a lower interest rate, it helps to have a better credit score than when you first took on that debt. What if, in your situation, paying down debt as fast and aggressively as possible is not the best way forward? Consider this. What if you have an investment that's growing faster than your debts are? Putting that extra money away has the same long-term effect as it would paying extra on a debt with the same interest rate. There is one last way out of debt that honestly deserves a video of its own, so I'll just cover it briefly here. Bankruptcy is not just being broke. It's an extensive and costly legal process that can end with your stuff getting repossessed and tanking your credit score. If it's not clear, bankruptcy is a last resort for if your debts are growing faster than you could possibly pay them off. Otherwise, please explore all the other options that I discussed here before considering bankruptcy. If you're in debt, these options are your way forward to a better, debt-free life. You have the Avalanche and Snowball methods, consolidation and refinancing, investing while paying off debt, and bankruptcy, but we can all hope it doesn't get to that point. If you're not in debt, I hope this convinces you to think very carefully about borrowing in the future, now that you know what the journey out might look like.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, make sure to leave a like on your way to your next adventure. I cover everything adulting from personal finance to civic engagement and beyond. If that's your jam, you can subscribe to the channel. If there's something you want me to cover next, drop a suggestion in the comments down below.